So the first exercise that we're getting into is a isolation, and it's a seated calf raise. By the name, you know that the muscle group that we're isolating, or the muscle that we're isolating, is your calves. Now, when we do a seated calf raise, this is gonna help with your stability as you move laterally from left to right. So if you notice, I talked to you about pairing your body bulletproofing stuff that you do with me and my system with whatever athletic day you're gonna do. So when we talk about seated calf raise, this is gonna help with your stability. This is gonna help with your ability to stop when you move, going left and right, and change directions, because that's what we do as athletes. We change directions. And then the next thing that we do is going to be a compound or complex training that is improving your lateral movement. So the way that we're gonna get into this exercise to speed things up for you, we're gonna do something called Myo Reps. I've explained to you guys what Myo Reps are before, but Myo Reps are essentially just a giant cluster set that is gonna speed up the time that it takes for you to go through this entire workout and this exercise. It's good for those who don't have access to a private gym where you can take your time on the gym. You guys normally have to get sped up, or if you're at an LA Fitness or 24-hour Fitness or any commercial gym, where if you sit on the machine too long looking at your phone, somebody's gonna walk up to you and ask you how many sets and reps that you have. So this allows you to get through that entire cluster set in a short amount of time, but still reap the benefits that are necessary for this particular movement. So seated calf raise, what we would do is anytime that we get into a movement, we wanna make sure that the machine, or what we're using from an anatomy standpoint, that the muscle that we're using is the driver of the movement. So me squeezing this muscle is what actually gets this machine to go ahead and come up. Me releasing that squeeze is what actually has the machine go down. And so when we talk about isolations, that means that we want to remove all the other muscle groups in our body and just focus on the calves only. What that does for you is it not only gives your other muscle groups a rest, but it allows you to have good intentions as you build your calves. Now, when we look at Myo Reps, this is how it's going to go ahead and work. The first set, I'm going to do a set of 20 just straight. And that was 20, I might have lost track, but as soon as the 20 is done, I'm now getting into 5-second rest. So this is an opportunity for work on your breath, get your intentions back right, give your brain a little bit of break before you get back into the exercise once again. But we don't want the muscle to get completely rested. We want to work in that fatigue state so we can actually grow that muscle and strengthen that muscle at the same time. So as soon as I'm done with that 5-second rest, I'm going back down for another set of 5. 5-second rest again, and I would repeat that for a total of 4 sets of 5. So if you notice, the trick on behind the science is you're tricking your body into doing 40 reps in a fatigue state, because when we talk about type 2 muscle fibers, the way that we get through those is through fatigue. And you can fatigue the muscle with a lot of reps, or you can do it with a lot of weight. There's a bunch of ways to go ahead and skin the cat. But that is the isolation that I'm showing you. This is part of my system. Then on this particular day, we would have seated calves, and we have other exercises, but I want to give you guys an example of what isolation looks like. Now let's get into the compound lift that you would do on a lateral athletic day, and it's going to be sumo deadlifts, and we're going to pair it with a low-level plyometrics, and I'll see y'all over there.